Hello, my name is Rachel, and I've had a stressful few weeks. Okay guys, so we did finally find a house. But let me tell you the little story leading up to us actually finding a house. We had actually, there were two houses we really liked. We put a contract on one of them. But then when the inspection came, it was awful. But both of these houses in question were both built in the 50s. But this one, when we got the inspection report back, our real estate agent actually said it was like one of the worst inspections she had ever seen. There were so many foundation issues. Now let me just tell you, the inside of this house was beautiful. They had renovated the inside. They had put gorgeous lipstick on this pig. And I'm actually going to show you the quick walkthrough that I filmed of it, so that you can see how pretty it was on the inside. But oh my God, the inspection issues. There was so many issues with the foundation. There were water leaks underneath the house. There were rotting floorboards underneath the house. There was this huge master bedroom attachment that was added onto the house that wasn't attached properly. It was being held on to the main house with bolts in the brick exterior, which is not load bearing. The brick exterior is just like a facade, just like a skirt. So we obviously backed out of that one. Oh my goodness. So then we were like, okay, well, we had this other one we really like, so let's hurry up and get a contract on that. We were 24 hours too late. They were already in negotiations with some other people, and even though the thing is, I don't know, I'm not sure the validity of all this, but from our understanding, they were in negotiations with a flipper. So it wasn't even people trying to buy the house. We liked the house the way it was, even though it was dated. I actually liked a lot of the architectural features that they didn't modernize. So they had already been in these negotiations with this flipper, and we put in our offer, and it was better than what the flipper was offering. But then the person selling it was for religious reasons, she didn't feel right going back because they had made an offer to the flipper, which they could have rescinded and accepted our offer instead, because the flipper had made an offer, they made a counter offer, and they could have rescinded that offer and gave it to us and made more money. But for religious reasons, she didn't feel right about it. She felt wrong about rescinding that offer with a flipper. I'd understand if it was another family. I would totally get it for another family, but it was just a flipper. So anyway, we didn't get that one because we got if 24 hours, if we had our inspection on the other one and gotten all that out of the way 24 hours sooner, we probably could have gotten that second house that we liked. But we were too late. So we had to we were in a rush to keep looking, because this house is already sold, and we have they wanted early possession, but we could have pushed it back to the 21st. But we were if we could find a house, our real estate agent was if we can find a house in the next 2 days, we can still make all this happen by the 15th. So we actually looked in an area that we weren't previously looking in, because it's going to make his commute a little longer, but possibly a lot longer depending on traffic situation, because he has to go through one of the tunnels in this area. So sometimes those get really backed up. So his commute can now be anywhere from half an hour to an hour, and possibly longer depending on traffic conditions. But with no traffic, half an hour, which isn't terrible, but still further, because here he's only 10 minutes, 15 minutes from work. But we did find this house just a little further out. He said he's going to be okay with the commute. Fingers crossed. But this house was built in 2002. So it's a much newer house. So a lot fewer problems, a lot less time to develop problems. I'm not going to show a picture of the front of this house, or the other house, just for safety concerns, privacy concerns. But it's a 2-floor, I believe the style is called colonial, just your typical 2-floor boxish house with a front porch. But they had also recently repainted it, because from satellite photos it used to be beige with red shutters and a door, and now it's white with black shutters and a black door, which looks so nice. They even painted the what are those things, gutters. They even painted the gutters black. So the new one, it's so cute. It is, like I said, it is a newer build. I like the charm of older houses, but this house is 2 floors, very spacious. I'm going to show you guys the quick walkthrough I did of that one too, while it's empty, because it's going to be a mess for a while until we get settled in. But this inspection went so much better. There were a few small things. There's always going to be a few small things. A couple that the sellers are going to take care of, and a couple that we'll take care of once we get possession of the house. And this house was also cheaper than the other two houses, but that's because I think of the area, like because we went to a different area, so it was a little bit less, not a lot cheaper, but it was a little bit cheaper than both of the other ones. Well, actually it was significantly cheaper than the first one that was lipstick on a pig, and a touch cheaper than the second 50s one that we lost out to a flipper. But this one, it should be good to go. It has an attached garage. All three of them did have an attached garage, which is great for me because my workshop will still be in the garage, but I no longer have to walk out of the house to get to it. I can just go through a door and be right there. So I think that'll, like, you know, help a lot, encourage me, especially when weather is really hot or really cold. Because, you know, it's more attached to the house. So it doesn't have temperature control in the garage, but we're going to probably have like a split installed at some point. And for winter, it's not super important. I can just use space heaters through the winter, and that's what we're entering in now. But anyway, so I'm so excited that we finally found a house. But anyway, so this is one of the last videos I'll be filming before moving. Although the way, because right now I have 2 Amazon Vine hauls that I haven't shown you yet, that I filmed over the past couple of weeks, and I have another one to film later this week. So the next videos you're going to see from me are probably all just going to be these Amazon Vine hauls, and the one short where I try that little Labubu Dubai chocolate thing. So that's all I'm going to have for you guys over the next coming weeks until we get settled and everything. But so glad this is almost over. We have to move really fast. Next Tuesday and Wednesday we're doing the full move of the house. They're giving us a 2-week grace period on the garage because almost everything's out here in the garage. But hopefully we'll be able to get everything done within the week, because I believe he's taking the week off of work, and then we'll just get a moving truck and do a couple trips back and forth, because we won't get one of the big ones. We'll get one of the, you know, smaller moving trucks and have to do a few trips. Moving the cats I'm not looking forward to the cat moving part, but we'll move them very first. We'll set up a room for them, one of the bedrooms, and set it up for them and move them first thing, and, you know, keep them shut in that room while we're doing all the in and out with the new place. And then once we get everything moved in, we can let them out of the room to explore and start getting used to their new home. So anyway, I just wanted to share those updates with you guys. The first little video here I'm about to show you is the lipstick on a pig house walkthrough, and then the second video is the house that we'll be moving into, which super excited about. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just going to do my little outro here, but if you want to see those videos, stay tuned. But if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, of course you can give me a thumbs down. Please tell me all about it in the comments below, and please subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone is just staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we're living in, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.